From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley with today's Cash Close. I sure hope I get this right this time. The name of this video is The Fed Minutes Throw Cold Water on S&P New Highs. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 1985.70 recently. The low came in at 1975.5 early. And last, we're 1984 even. We're up 6.8 handles. I'm doing good. Total volume, 1 million minis trade and 1.3 thousand big S&Ps traded in the pit. The MIM started out small to buy, gradually went up. The actual MOC came in an MOC by 400 million. Now look, the S&P has a way of doing the exact opposite of what most people wanted to do. And today, as the S&P was approaching new highs, out came those Fed minutes talking about the Fed having to raise rates sooner than expected. I think that's all BS. And I think going into Friday's Jackson Hole Symposium, that's going to be what they're going to spell out. There's no way that Europe can raise rates right now, and the U.S. is locked down right now. I just don't see it happening. And it may be sometime next year, in the middle of next year, but all this is hogwash. Tomorrow we've got the jobless claims number, we've got the PMI, manufacturing index flash. I don't know what the flash part of that means. We've got the Philly Fed, we've got the existing home sales numbers, we've got the leading indicators number, we got the natty gas number, we got a 2, 5, and a 7-year note auction. And you know what? Last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about the Fed minutes. Look, as we go into the symposium on Friday, I don't see any way that they can start really talking about raising rates. And therefore, I think that the S&P has a clear shot above 2,000 or 20 in the S&P or 2,000. I really think it could eventually go to 2,008 even, and that's where this big burst of stops will run out on the upside, at least in the short term. Now, the other part is I want to talk about is Danny Riley, I'm going down to Florida. I leave tomorrow morning. And while I don't want to leave, I want to be here for you guys in the markets. I just don't want to be here in Chicago when the bad weather comes. And I'm determined to get a house and get down there before that happens. But that said, I've got a lot of great people that are behind me. You know, Chicago Stock, Kathy Garber, Pivot Boss, Top Notch, Jack, everybody's going to come in while I'm gone, and I expect them to do a great job as they always do. I'm going to leave it like that. I want to apologize for being gone, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do. I'll see you tomorrow I'll see you next week on the closing print.